Timothy Mugg's School Days, a stuffed wombat production.
This is the Shirehampton Stuffed Wombat Society with their performance of Timothy Mugg's School Days. Our story begins many years ago in a posh school somewhere in the West Country, where a lanky young boy in what is possibly his first pair of long trousers has just been called to the headmaster's study.
You wanted to see me, headmaster?
Ah, yes, Mugg, yes. Come in, take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
Now then, everything all right, is it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Getting plenty of exercise? Lots of cross-country runs, rugger and cricket, that sort of thing?
Yes, sir.
Good, yes. Got to keep a young chap healthy, what?
Yes, sir.
Now then, got a couple of things I want to talk about with you. How old are you now, Mugg?
12, sir.
12. Right, yes, good. Right. Well, I think it's about time we discussed the facts of life, Mugg.
Oh, yes, sir?
Yes. Now, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. All perfectly natural stuff. I've explained it to many boys over the years, even some of the masters. Anyway, are you listening, Mugg?
Yes, sir.
Right. Well, what you need to know is this. If you play with it, it will drop off. Got that, Mugg?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Sir, can I ask?
No, better not. No need to get bogged down in these things. I'm sure you'll work it out for yourself, when necessary.
Righto, sir.
Yes. Now then, what was the other thing? Oh, yes, Mugg.
Yes, sir.
What have you been doing at night?
Beg pardon, sir?
At night, you've been up to something.
Have I, sir?
Matron saw you doing it.
Ah.
Yes, Mugg. You see, there's no point trying to hide these things from us. Masters and other staff here, we all know what boys like you get up to. Don't forget, we were young once.
Were you, sir?
Yes, we were. Although I must admit that what you've been getting up to is quite unique.
Then, sir, you know about
The time machine. Yes, Mugg, I do. You're trying to make a time machine.
Oh, dear. Sir?
And I know you've not been at it alone, Mugg. I know you've had help. From whom, Mugg?
From Miss Lovelace, sir.
Speak up, boy.
From Miss Lovelace, sir.
Yes, Mugg, Miss Lovelace, the young science mistress. I did wonder whether it was a mistake to let women on the teaching staff, but on the whole, she does seem to be doing a good job. On the whole.
She's a whiz at temporal physics, sir.
Is she, Mugg? Not really my area of expertise. However, she did tell me that you're showing quite some promise when it comes to inventing a time machine.
She gave me away, sir?
She did, Mugg.
Crikey.
Calm down, boy. No need to panic. Frankly, I find your efforts to build a time machine quite commendable.
You do, sir?
I do. However, I do feel that at the age of,
12, sir.
12, you should be concentrating on more useful matters. You can save inventing a time machine for when you're grown up. In the meantime, I want you to focus on subjects that are going to be much more useful in everyday life. Latin, for example.
Latin, sir?
And how to handle a polo pony. That sort of thing.
Very well, sir.
Oh, don't look so downhearted, Mugg. I'm not a monster, you know. There is one thing I want to share with you which I think will be right up your alley.
Oh, yes, sir.
Indeed. What do you think of this?
Good Lord, sir.
Yes. Impressive, isn't it?
I should say so, sir. I've never seen one that big before.
I think I can say, Mugg, that not only is this bigger than anything the other masters might have, but it's probably the biggest one in the entire private education system.
I wouldn't be surprised, sir. They'd all be very jealous if they could see it.
Ah, That's why I keep it under wraps, see? Only get it out at night. I have been thinking of letting Miss Lovelace have a go on it, but I'm not sure she's ready for it.
It will be quite a lot to handle, sir.
Good point, Mugg, good point.
So, what have you been doing with it, sir?
Well, just lately, I've been trying to see Uranus.
Have you, sir?
I have.
And have you succeeded, sir?
Sadly not. Too much cloud cover at night, even for a top-end telescope like this one.
That's a pity, sir. And it is a smashing-looking telescope.
Still, not to worry, there'll be plenty of other opportunities. Great hobby, astronomy. You might consider studying that sort of thing when you go to university, Mugg.
Good idea, sir.
Yes, there'll always be a keen demand for astrophysicists, mark my words. Now then, I think that concludes our... Oh, no, wait a minute. There was something else I wanted to mention.
Yes, sir?
Yes, that boy you've been going about with. Dung, is it?
Zung, sir. Dick Zung.
That's the chap. I think you should drop him.
Drop him, sir?
Yes, Mugg. Cast him off.
But why, sir?
Frankly, Mugg, he's a... How can I put this delicately? A bit of a twit. Not in your league intellectually. And he shows no interest in sport. Seems to spend most of his time hanging around the tuck shop.
But he's my best friend, sir.
There comes a time, Mugg, when you have to make choices in life. And I advise you to choose to dump Dung,
Zung, sir.
Zung, and find yourself a smarter companion. There's nothing I like more than to see a couple of young chaps rubbing along together, but Zung is not the fella for you. Understand, Mugg?
I do, sir.
Excellent. Well, that's it. I hope you found this little talk useful. As you go out, would you send in my secretary, Miss Goodbody, and close the door behind you?
Yes, sir. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, Mugg.
So, what did the headmaster say?
He said you were a fat twit and I shouldn't hang around with you.
He what?
And I agreed.
Well, thanks a bunch.
Keep your hair on, I didn't mean it. I had my fingers crossed behind my back.
So, why did he say I was a fat twit?
I think it's something to do with your size and lack of brain power.
Fair enough. Did he say anything else?
He talked about the birds and the bees.
Well, that's odd. I mean, we already learn about them in nature studies with Mr. Attenborough.
Not that sort of birds and bees.
What other sort is there?
Well, you know.
Crikey,
Yes.
I never knew.
Well, now you do. But that wasn't the most interesting bit.
You're joking.
No, I'm talking about something else now. You'll never guess what he's got in his study.
Is it Miss Goodbody?
No.
Miss Lovelace?
No.
Miss Goodbody and Miss Lovelace?
Stop it. No, he's got a telescope.
I say, really?
Yes. And he's been using it to try and look at...
Miss Goodbody?
He's been using it to try and look at Uranus.
Has he?
He has.
I never noticed.
He's been doing it secretly at night, but it's been too cloudy.
Gosh. Imagine it being so cloudy that you can't see Uranus.
It would take all the fun out of it.
Out of Uranus?
No, out of astronomy or astrophysics. Whatever else it was you were trying to do at the time.
I'd like to see it.
Uranus.
No, the telescope. Always fancied a bit of stargazing.
Like on the sky at night.
My mum won't let me watch that.
Why not?
She says it's on too late.
But it's meant to be. No point having the sky at daytime, is there? It would be just all clouds and the odd bit of sunshine.
Do they show it live then?
I think they must do. Patrick Moore always looks like he got dressed in the dark.
Anyway, can I get to see the headmaster's telescope?
I'm not sure. He seemed very keen to keep it secret. Like he didn't want anyone else to know about it.
So why did he show it to you?
He thinks I could be an astrophysicist when I grow up.
Wow, that would be ace. I reckon there'll be a lot of demand for astrophysicists when we're older. By the end of the 1980s, I bet we'll be living in bases on the moon and Mars and exploring deep space. Astrophysicists would never be out of work.
Yes, mankind would certainly have become very insular and inward-looking if that wasn't the case.
So, are you going to help me break into the headmaster's study?
Am I what?
Well, you said he wants to keep his telescope a secret, and I can't see him agreeing to show it to me if he thinks I'm just fat and stupid.
You could prove to him that you're not fat and stupid.
But I am fat and stupid.
True.
So we'll have to break into his study.
Less of the we.
But I couldn't do it on my own. I'm not brave enough.
Well?
Please, Mugg.
Oh, very well.
Brill.
But we'll have to be careful. And if we get caught, I want it on record that it was your idea.
Absolutely.
Right then. Let's sneak down from the dorms and meet outside the headmaster's study at 11 p.m. Everyone should be in bed by then.
Is that you, Mugg?
Of course it's me. Who do you think it was? David Essex?
I'm sorry. It's just that it's dark and I'm very nervous.
So am I, but remember, courage is not about not being frightened. It's about being afraid and doing what you have to do anyway.
Who said that?
I heard it on Doctor Who.
Wish we had a TARDIS right now. It would make it much easier to see the telescope.
If we had a TARDIS, we wouldn't need to see the telescope. We could just go to space. Anyway, are you ready?
I think so.
Right then. Was that you?
No.
Well, it wasn't me. There are only two of us here. It's very whiffy.
Yes, all right, it was me. Like I've said, I'm very nervous. And I had beans for dinner.
Again? Sometimes I think that's all you eat. Beans for breakfast, beans for lunch, beans for dinner.
My mum says they're good for me, full of nourishment and protein.
And wind. Come on, let's do this before you gas us both.
Meanie. So, how do we get in?
Remember when the school caretaker retired last year? We had to go down to the boiler room and bid him farewell.
Yes.
Well, I took the opportunity to nick a spare set of his keys.
You never did.
I did. I felt quite guilty about it after and wished I hadn't done it. I was going to sneak them back one day. But cometh the hour, cometh the keys.
Brilliant.
So I'll try the obvious looking one in this lock. Not that one. Not that one. Aha! We have liftoff. You ready?
Yes. Sorry.
And in we go.
Blimey. It's very stately, isn't it? I've never been in here before. Look at the size of that fireplace. Wood panelling, oil paintings, very grand. Even a few suits of armour.
I think the headmaster likes to think he lives in a castle.
So, where's the telescope?
He keeps it hidden behind these tapestry curtains over here. This is it.
Golly, it does look good. Quite the piece of equipment. Must have cost lots of quids.
Absolutely. I reckon even old Patrick Moore will be impressed by it.
Can we use it?
I suppose so, as long as we wipe our prints off after. I'll take a look through the eyepiece. Oh.
Can you see Uranus?
No.
Any of the other gas giants?
No.
Any comets, meteors, satellites?
No.
So what can you see?
I think you'd better take a look for yourself.
OK then, budge over. Blimey.
Yes.
That's not Uranus.
Definitely not.
That's...
Miss Goodbody's bedroom.
And that's Miss Goodbody's... body. No wonder the headmaster wanted to talk about the birds and the bees. He's been spying on his secretary. The dirty devil.
Indeed. Mind if I take another look, just to confirm that we're not mistaken?
Be my guest.
Thanks. Crikey, she's gone lovely.
What's going on in there?
Oh, Law, it's the headmaster. He's come back.
Quick, hide yourself.
Where?
I don't know, improvise.
I don't know who you are, but I should warn you that this cane is fully loaded. Good Lord, Mugg, it's you.
Hello, sir.
What are you doing in my study, boy? You should know that this is out of bounds to everyone but me. Was that you, Mugg?
No, sir.
Well, it wasn't me, and there are only two of us here, as far as I can see. A noisy bottom is a sign of a guilty mind, Mugg. Now, once again, what are you doing in my study?
Well, I wanted to see your telescope again, sir.
By breaking and entering, Mugg?
Well, sir, there were some heavenly bodies I wanted to see.
Some what?
Heavenly bodies, sir. Not in particular, if you know what I mean.
Ah.
Uranus
What about it?
is not what the telescope is focused on, is it, sir?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean, Mugg.
In fact, sir, I would say it was very much focused on the bedroom window of Miss...
Yes. All right, Mugg, I admit it. It started out with an honest wish to see Uranus. It really did. But then one night I realised that I could see... well, you know.
Quite, sir. I have to say, sir, that you've let the school down. You've let Miss Goodbody down. But most of all, you've let yourself down.
I'm sorry, Mugg.
What will Miss Goodbody say when she finds out?
You what? No, you wouldn't.
I would, sir.
But...
Unless, of course, we could come to some sort of arrangement, sir.
Yes?
Say, perfect marks for me in all future exams up to and including A-levels?
That would be highly irregular, Mugg.
In return for my silence, sir, my continuing, perpetual silence.
Yes, well, I think I can agree to that.
And the same goes for Zung, sir. Perfect marks in all future exams.
What, that fat idiot?
He's my best friend, sir. We're very loyal to each other.
Oh, very well, then I agree. Although I don't see what he's got to do with any of this. What is that?
I think that'll be all now, sir. I suggest you toddle off back to bed.
Yes, Mugg. Right, Mugg. Good night, Mugg.
Good night, sir. Right, Zung, where are you? You can come out now.
I'm in here,
In where?
in this suit of armour. I'm a bit stuck. Can you help? If you could just loosen my beaver.
You what?
The chin shield thingy at the front.
Hang on a mo. Yes, there we go.
Thanks, that's better. It was getting a bit gassy in there.
You're telling me. I thought you were going to lift off at one point.
I could have been Great Britain's first beam-powered man in space. I must say, though, this armour is a lot more comfortable than you'd think. Good for the posture, too. I might wear suits of armour all the time when I grow up.
Now that I'd like to see.
I tell you what I'd like to see.
What's that?
Just let me look through the telescope again.
No, I think I'll go first.
No, it's my turn.
Get out my way. Gaw!
That's not fair. Let me see.
Timothy Mugg's School Days was written by Richard Hall and starred Tim Reed as young Timothy Mugg. Richard Hall was the announcer, young Dick Zung, and the headmaster. Sound effects let themselves down and let the whole school down. And it was a stuffed wombat production.